We dropped back a few centuries to see the Greco-Roman settlement at Jerash. The biblical name was Gerasa, but both the archaeological site and modern city are now known as Jerash. The Greek, Roman, and Byzantine ruins we're about to see are considered some of the largest and best preserved in the world. In fact, Jerash has been called the Pompeii of the East because it too suffered a cataclysmic event. Most of its structures were destroyed by an earthquake in 749 AD, but fortunately, we're still able to marvel at its large oval plaza or forum, surrounded by an impressive Ionic colonnade. It won't surprise you to know that Jerash is also nicknamed the City of 1,000 Columns. Look down and you can see examples of both Roman and Greek paving. I was told these are the original stones. The older Greek paving is crude by comparison. Most structures we will see date from the 2nd century AD. For example, Roman Emperor Hadrian stayed in Jerash during the winter of 129 AD, and the result was this triumphal arch that bears his name. Next to Hadrian's arch, we find the Hippodrome, where races and athletic events were staged. We're standing on the side that would be lined with spectators. Here's a fancy entrance to the Hippodrome. If you time your visit right, you'll be able to attend a reenactment of the chariot races, 7 times around the oval with horses at full speed. The Hippodrome was surrounded by buildings that served as stables and even shops. Here's a shop with a well-preserved mosaic floor. Later, some of these buildings were used for storage. Nearby, excavators also found a tomb. Bridges like the one on the right connected the ancient city to the more modern Jerash. Of course, every self-respecting community had a wall. Here's part of one that protected Jerash. And where there are walls, there are gates. This is a very elaborate one. The Romans built temples to Artemis and Zeus, but this one is missing a few pieces. Yet it's fun to imagine its grandeur when it served a population estimated between 10 and 25,000, around 175 AD. These very extensive baths of Flaccus came a little later and were constructed under Byzantine rule in about 455 AD. Here's another impressive water monument, the Roman Nymphaeum, built in 191 AD to supply the people's water needs. The fountain was fed by an aqueduct. Then it routed the water through carved lions' heads into basins below. Now it's time to take a walk on the Cardo, which is the main road of the city. Romans always built their roads flawlessly straight. The column style switches from Ionic to Corinthian as it exits the oval plaza and leads to a city gate. Note that the stones here are placed at angles to make it somewhat easier to push a cart. Beneath the Cardo, about 3 feet down, runs a storm sewer. And this round stone provides access. Now we come to a 4-way stop, where a crossroad meets the Cardo. Traffic engineers would feel right at home. The fancier the columns, the more likely we are to be in a shopping area. This one's a beauty. It's amazing to find such rich details still visible after 2,000 years. Now we're entering the South Theater, which dates back to 90 AD and seats up to 3,000 spectators. We found that the acoustics are remarkable. Seating appears to have been reserved, judging by the markings carved on the seats. As for the bagpipe entertainment, I think we can assume that's a legacy of the British mandate over Transjordan that ended in 1946. my Scots-Irish heritage, the piper made me feel right at home. As we concluded our visit to Jerash, it was apparent that there's more work to be done. Lots more pieces of the puzzle to be identified and assembled. It's comforting to know that security is keeping careful watch over antiquities in Jordan. After all, this area was settled by humans as early as the Neolithic period between 7500 and 5500 BC. It would be a shame to disrupt that continuity.